7:10 local time. Persian Gulf. Dawn light spills across flat gray water. Tankers move like patient giants along their shipping lanes. Radar masts turn lazily. Deck crews sip burnt coffee. Then the sea ignites. A column of fire punches skyward from a U.S. destroyer's forward deck. A Tomahawk cruise missile rips free of its launch cell and claws into the sky. The booster burns out in seconds, falls away. A turbofan the size of a coffee table spins to life. The missile noses down, 50 feet above the water, skimming the curvature of the Earth. 4 seconds later, another launch. Then another. Steel lids slam open in sequence. Flame, smoke, thunder. Within 90 seconds, 8 missiles are gone. 300 meters away, 2 more destroyers mirror the drill with mechanical precision. Now there are 25 cruise missiles racing low across open water, threading invisible corridors between radar coverage zones, following routes designed months ago by analysts who mapped every surveillance gap along the Iranian coast. Time to target, 40 minutes. Inside Iran, morning routines continue. Somewhere along the Gulf Coast, a radar operator watches an empty scope. He has 39 minutes of quiet left. For decades, the Persian Gulf has been one of the most heavily militarized waterways on Earth. Energy lifeline, strategic choke point, a narrow corridor where global economics and regional rivalries collide. Iran built its coastal defenses for exactly this arena. Layered radar coverage, mobile missile batteries, fast attack craft, submarines hidden in hardened pens, an integrated air defense network designed to make any attacker pay dearly. But modern warfare doesn't begin at the shoreline. It begins in the spectrum, in data links, in electronic shadows, in aircraft you never see, and signals you never hear. On this morning, a coalition force had already begun shaping the battlefield hours before the first missile left its tube. U.S. Navy destroyers formed the Maritime Strike Arm. Carrier aviation waited over the horizon. Stealth aircraft orbited silently beyond radar range. Unmanned systems had crossed borders long before diplomats could. This was not a raid. It was a synchronized, multi-domain operation designed to overwhelm defenses through timing, deception, and precision. The objective was not territory. It was paralysis. Mini payoff. By the time Iran realized it was under attack, its air defenses would be blinded, its command networks fractured, and its most critical military infrastructure already burning. The decisive phase would last less than an hour. Main story, 7:10, the opening salvo. The first wave belongs to the sea. Tomahawk cruise missiles level out just above the Gulf. Radar altimeters whispering constant updates to onboard guidance systems. Speed, roughly 550 miles per hour. Altitude, low enough to hide in surface clutter. Profile, unpredictable. Each missile flies a different path. Some hug coastlines. Others weave through maritime traffic lanes, all designed to avoid early detection. They are not fast. They are patient. And patience is lethal when paired with precision. 7:18, the hidden advance. Far ahead of the cruise missiles, something smaller moves through Iranian airspace. Unmanned aircraft. Low, slow, and difficult to classify. On radar screens, they appear as faint, drifting returns, barely faster than propeller planes. To air defense crews, they pose a dilemma. Are they decoys, reconnaissance drones, or loitering munitions seconds away from impact? Training offers only one safe answer: engage. Surface-to-air missiles leap from their rails. Interceptors costing millions accelerate toward targets worth a fraction of that. Explosions bloom in the sky. Fragments fall harmlessly, but every launch depletes inventory. Every radar activation reveals position. Every engagement burns time and ammunition. This is cost exchange warfare, and the math favors the patient attacker. 7:32. The electromagnetic map. High above regional airspace, stealth aircraft collect signals without transmitting any of their own. Passive sensors sweep the spectrum. Search radars, tracking beams, encrypted communications, data relays. Every emission is logged, triangulated, geolocated. Air defense nodes that believe they are hidden are quietly cataloged. Command posts that believe their frequencies are secure are mapped in seconds. No shots fired, but the battle space is already transparent. 7:45, the approach window. The cruise missiles cross invisible checkpoints in the sky. Waypoint confirmed. Altitude steady. Fuel optimal. 40 minutes of exposure across open water is a vulnerability. If detected early, interception becomes possible. If tracked continuously, defenses can concentrate. But radar coverage is never perfect. Terrain masks, Clutter interferes, human attention drifts, and low-flying cruise missiles exploit every weakness. 8:05, the first arrivals. Supersonic standoff weapons arrive before the cruise missiles. They descend fast, minimal warning, compressed timelines. Primary command facilities absorb the initial blows. Reinforced structures fracture under precision impacts. Shock waves ripple through hardened corridors built for endurance, not inevitability. Leadership hubs lose power. Communications sever mid-sentence. Backup systems scramble online. Strategic paralysis begins quietly. 8:10, coastal impact. Minutes later, the Tomahawks reach shore. One by one, warheads strike pre-programmed coordinates. Naval bases, fuel depots, command buildings, concrete folds inward, storage tanks rupture, black smoke climbs into morning air. Secondary explosions ripple across waterfront installations. Facilities designed for swarm tactics and asymmetric naval warfare are suddenly offline. Fast attack craft remain docked. Missile teams lose coordination. Harbor defenses fracture. The coastline burns in controlled patterns. 8:14, carrier air power. Over the horizon, a carrier strike group moves into launch position. 30 knots into the wind. Flight deck alive with motion. Catapults fire in rhythm. Fighters vanish into the sky at 3-second intervals. Pilots accelerate toward targets already softened by missile strikes. Their advantage isn't just speed or altitude, it's integration. Every aircraft shares the same tactical picture. Sensors fuse radar, infrared, satellite, and data link feeds into a single view. No screen switching. No guesswork, just decisions. 8:22, precision strikes. Guided munitions separate cleanly from pylons. Wings deploy. Navigation systems align. Glide bombs travel dozens of miles without propulsion, guided by satellite coordinates refined in real time. Impact points are not symbolic. They are surgical. Administrative centers, logistics nodes, maintenance hubs, missile storage sites. Targets chosen because they cannot be replaced quickly, because destroying hardware is temporary. Disabling systems is lasting. 8:37. The defense reacts. In the mountains inland, a mobile air defense radar activates at full power. Search mode becomes fire control lock. A necessary risk, but the moment it transmits continuously, it becomes visible. Electronic warfare aircraft respond instantly. Jamming floods the radar's frequency. Displays dissolve into noise. Coordinates flow through secure networks. An anti-radiation missile launches. Time from emission to impact under 90 seconds. The radar falls silent. Permanent. 8:50. AIR superiority. With major air defenses suppressed, high-end fighters push deeper. Stealth profiles minimize detection ranges. Advanced radars track threats long before being seen, but their mission is restraint, not spectacle. They observe, relay, guide. Every data point improves the next strike. Every sensor feed sharpens the operational picture. Dominance through awareness. 9:15. Hunting mobile threats. Further inland, strike aircraft search for mobile missile launchers. Transporter erector vehicles capable of rapid setup and relocation. Hard to find, harder to hit. Targeting depends on layered intelligence. Satellite passes, signal intercepts, pattern analysis. When located, timing is critical. Strike too early, and the launcher survives. Too late, and the missile fires. Guided weapons descend through narrow valleys. Delayed fuses maximize destruction. Secondary detonations confirm kills, but not all are caught. Some systems remain hidden. Uncertainty is part of the battlefield. Climax. For nearly 2 hours, the region balances on a razor's edge. Airspace crowded, network saturated, weapons inbound from multiple domains. Every radar sweep risks detection. Every transmission invites targeting. Every delay compounds vulnerability. Then the picture stabilizes. Major defense nodes silenced. Command networks fractured. Naval capabilities reduced. Escalation potential contained. War momentarily does not widen. Resolution. By late morning, strike packages withdraw. Damage assessments begin. Satellite imagery confirms structural losses across critical sites. Runways cratered, ports disabled, facilities offline. Official statements use careful language. Defensive measures, targeted operations, regional stability, but military planners understand the real outcome. Deterrence has been rewritten, not through occupation, through demonstration. RE hook, 40 minutes. That's how long the first missiles flew before impact. 40 minutes where detection meant escalation, where restraint competed with readiness, where silence carried more weight than speeches. Abrupt ending, because modern war isn't declared. It arrives, low, quiet, and precisely